So hello, we are here at the final day of the Ethereum Developer Conference,
Yeah.
and we are looking for more ways of doing things better. So here we're gonna hear a little bit about how these technologies and this project could eventually lead us to a much better socioeconomic systems,
Right.
where we can have more prosperity, peace, abundance, and happiness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Well, first of all, my name's Daniel Harris. So you just got a reference. I think one of the main things that I'm interested in is how to really transition from where we are now to where we want to get to. And I think where I want to get to is where we're all able to interact with each other dynamically, create objects, create physical objects, create music or media, and we will have rights within those objects. And I'm looking at something called OVN, Open Value Networks, and there's quite a lot of us hanging out in OVN.space, and that's part of the system. And then obviously Ethereum is providing us with a kind of a platform on which we can, and a protocol with which we can describe those interactions and those contracts. And within Kendra Initiative, we've been looking at how to do this in the media space, so that we can have, say, a song that's split into samples, and then we can have samples within samples, and we can take a sample and move it into another song, and the rights and the credits and the contributions go with that. And so that's one part of the issue, is how we create that framework that allows us to describe these things. And then the next stage is really, how do we actually make that happen in society? And a lot of the ways that are happening now is that people want to have more fair legal structures, and so they plead with the lawmakers and they plead with politicians to create legal entities, legal structures, legal constructs that we can use to incorporate and will provide us with fair systems. However, it's very slow and it's very hard to get these constructs. And it takes a lot of energy, and we just want to flow. Ultimately, we just want to flow between each other, and we just want to connect and say, create something, and then say that's that. We don't want to have to set up a company and then a bank account each time we want to create something in order to kind of have the IPR associated with that. It's got to be much more fluid than that. So we've got to get away from having to create companies and bank accounts, and that thing has got to be dynamic. It's just on the instant, we create something, it's there, and we can earn revenue from it. Now, so a way to do this without creating any revolution or any kind of nastiness is that we keep on interacting with government and legal structures, because these are established and they work to a certain degree and they provide us with an infrastructure. So we keep on interacting with them. We provide them with the information they need, the taxes and the da-da-da-da-da-da. But in the middle, we stop using legal constructs and we start interacting with each other in a much more direct way. And in doing that, we push the legal entities to the side, we push the cooperatives to the side, and the cooperatives interface with government. And that's what we should do, is we should solely use legal entities to interface to governments and legal infrastructure. And inside of that space, it's just an open protocol that allows us to connect with each other, dynamically create the systems that we want to create, and have the money flowing, or the currencies, or whatever we choose, flowing between us. And in that way, we can actually do what we want to do without having the need for a revolution, without needing to topple the government or anything like that. We can do it using the banking systems, and that way we can have peace and get what we want at the same time, which is ultimately the way we need to transition, because it won't work if we have to destroy something in order to get what we want. That won't work. We've got to be all inclusive.
Yeah. Wow, great. I'm happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah. There you go.
And most of the jobs on this earth nowadays in our industrial paradigm, industrial society, are to exploit nature. To exploit nature. harmony with the natural world. Bring that imagination, that creativity, that capability, that potential out. Emerge. Emergence